Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. It is so nice to be back for another video. If you are watching for the very first time, I hope you get something helpful out of this video or any of my videos that you watch. If you've been rocking with me for a very long time, welcome back and nice to see you again. So, we're back for another video. From the title of the video today, we see that we're going to be talking about the top reasons why it is crucial for a notarization to be done correctly for an apostille. Now, for those of you who are asking, hey, what is an apostille? Basically, an apostille is an authentication or a certification that is provided by by your Department of State that legally validates a document or documents to be used outside of the United States. And it is part of the Hague Convention of 1961. So that is what an apostille is. Basically, this process makes it a smoother for individuals to get documents completed, basically to be used in countries outside of the United States and vice versa. So I am coming to you all today because for those of you that know that you've been around for a while, but if you don't know and you're new to the channel, I am an apostille courier here in the state of Florida, being that I live in the capital I live in the capital, which is Tallahassee, Florida. And lately, I have been getting a lot of individuals that have been using me for their courier services to expedite their process because they didn't want to mail it in and wait a long time to get it back. A lot of these documents have already been have already been notarized by another notary somewhere else. So the client is sending me the documents in order to have them apostille. So I have been coming across quite a few documents where when the clients send them to me, they are not notarized correctly. There is information that's missing from the venue to the notarial wording to the type of identification that the signer provided to whether or not the notarization was done online or in physical presence of the signer and in physical presence of the notary. And some of them, there was a couple where the notary just stamped, didn't even sign the document. So of course, in this instance, I have to notify the client that the document has been notarized incorrectly. Tell the client what's wrong so they can then go back to the original notary and get the document done, or they can just set up a meeting, a remote online notary meeting with me, and we can get the document done from there. So I wanted to come and give you these 5 reasons, and it's just like it's basically just like notarizing a regular document, which it is. So some of these reasons may be redundant to you, but I wanted to come and give you all this information. So if you are an apostille agent, or if you become one, you'll understand what it takes in order to ensure that the document has been notarized correctly before you send it to the Department of State to be apostilled. So let's get into it. So if you see me looking this way, I got my notes, so that's why I'm looking. So number one is going to be verification of identity and signature. So of course, a notarization ensures that the signer's identity has been properly verified and that the signature on the document is authentic. What this does is that this step gives the foreign authorities confidence that the document is genuine. So that's just like if you're doing any other document, that's the same thing. So it helps them know, hey, it's been vetted by the public official, which is the notary public. They've watched the signer sign the document, and they also have identified the signer with whatever identification that they have. So we have number two. Number two is legitimacy for apostille issuance. So many documents, like a power of attorney or affidavits and business documents, they must be notarized before the Secretary of State or the United States Department of State for federal apostilles can attach an apostille to that document. Of course, without the notarization, the apostille process cannot move forward. So that's why when someone sends me a document and the document is incorrect, I immediately have to notify them and ask them, hey, please advise me, what would you like me to do from here? And then they probably normally would ask me, what are my options? I would give them the options, and then they would decide what they would like to do from there. So that's number 2, legitimacy for apostille issuance. So we have number 3. Number 3 is prevention of fraud. So, of course, us as notary publics, being a public official, we serve as an impartial witness. What this does is that this reduces the risk of forged signatures or falsified documents being sent abroad. This basically safeguards and it protects both the signer and the receiving country of the document, which is why we have to verify the identity of the signer, and we also have to look at their signature on the document, make sure everything looks correct, because we are that impartial witness, which basically is between us and the country or the Department of State, saying, hey, I made sure that this is who this person says she is, and she's signing it basically for the reasons listed in this document or the reason that he or she provided me. So that's number 3, which is prevention of fraud. Number 4 is legal recognition abroad. Basically, a notarized document that receives an apostille gains international acceptance in member countries of the Hague Convention. And of course, this recognition is only possible if the notarization step is completed correctly, which is where us as the notaries come into play. Now, you may ask, hey, what if a country is not a part of the Hague Convention? Can a document still be completed? Yes, it can. The only difference is that that document will not receive an apostille, but that document will receive a certification. And the sheet in front, the sheet that is stapled or placed on the document will be a certification, and it will not be an apostille, but it will be used in that receiving country as it is an apostille, because it is the same. The certification has the same weight as an apostille in a Hague country, that's a part of the convention. Number 5 is smooth international transactions. So basically, whether it is for an adoption, a real estate, marriage, a business, each notarization ensures that the documents are properly executed. What this does is that this helps to avoid rejections or delays when they are reviewed by the foreign authorities that are receiving them in whatever country that the signers need them to be completed for. This is very, very big, because I've seen individuals give power of attorney to family members because they're selling land, or they giving power of attorney to an attorney because they need to buy a home, or basically it is a destination wedding outside the United States, and in that case they have to have a single status affidavit completed where you tell your relationship history, that has to be completed, notarized, and then apostille to be used if you're going to be having a destination wedding in Jamaica or Mexico or Italy. So it is very important that the documents are done correctly and ensure that they're done in a timely manner, so these documents can be completed, get back to the signer, and then be sent off to wherever they're going to be sent off to. I have myself done apostilles, and they went from me to the receiving individual in the different countries of where they were. So those are the reasons, or 5 reasons, basically, that we need to ensure that we notarize correctly, for any type of apostille document. Number one is a verification of identity and signature. Number two is legitimacy for apostille issuance. Number three is prevention of fraud. Number four is legal recognition abroad. And number five is for a smooth international transactions. So let me know down in the comments, are you an apostille agent? Have you come across, and I would love to know if you're an apostille agent in a different state. And if so, have you ever come across this where the signer or signers or the client has sent you a document, it was incorrectly completed, and if so, what did you do? What's your process from when you receive a document that hasn't been completed correctly? What do you do in that case? And also, let me know if you all have heard of an apostille before, and have you seen one completed? Have you had one completed for yourself or someone in your family either? As always, I love interacting with you guys. I hope you get something from this video. And until next time, happy stamping and signing.